Exactly, Evans. I'll do just some few analysis here because in 2016, the NDC had 4 seats in the Northwestern region: Elembele, Wassa East, Amenfi Central, and Amenfi West. The NPP won the remaining seats. And so if you are the NDC, this is a great performance for you. However, when the NDC held their press conference, they talked about winning 9 constituencies in the Western region. This is just to show you that the NDC did not win 9 constituencies in the Western region. They were expecting to win the Takwan constituency, which we're told that George Mekuduka actually won by 101 votes. Now, Joy Jocelyn Andopou's over 29,000.
Well, why do you tell us? Let's see it.
Let's see it, yeah. Let's go to
let's see it.
Takwan Swayam.
Yeah,
there we go. There you go. There you go. There you go.
That's it. That's it, right? Let's do the maths. You say he's won it. And
101.
he's won it by 101. That's it. That's it.
Just do 9 forces.
101. And 1.
Pepe.
That's it. That's what he won it by.
Yes, 100. So this is 946, 845, 101 votes.
Goodness me.
That is the margin.
On a knife's edge.
Knife's edge.
So you see the point I was making about, let's give the NDC the benefit of the doubt. The other one we spotted they got wrong. Well, again, very close.
Yeah.
I think that was 400 votes.
400 votes.
Here too, they got it wrong. Again, knife edge. You have to wait sometime in marginal areas. I guess the lesson is, and we learned that lesson last night when we wanted to project, wait till you are at the end.
Exactly.
I mean, as close to the end. I mean, you can't get exactly to the end, close to the end. They went in too early. And that's why I got it wrong.
They did. But you know, sometimes it's the excitement. Because this is a seat that you normally, and look, when Kwame Jokoto contested, let's do 2016.
Okay.
About 20 something.
Same area, correct?
Same area. Yeah, 2016. About 24,000 difference in there. Okay, 18,000 difference. So watch it, 18,000 difference. So if you are the NDC and the margins are, becoming narrow, I mean, you're closing the gap, you become excited. And you think, no, I am going to win this. Because, 101 is the kind of margin that you go into recollation and all of that when it becomes very, very difficult. And so sometimes, the overexcitement, you throw it out there and say, oh, I've won. And then it turns out that you didn't win after all. But they've done well. But it's because of the independent candidate. Because the independent candidate, so let's check, the 2020 results. And let's look at the margins of the independent candidate. It will tell you, why this is very, very
important. Let me pull up candidates.
Yes, pull up candidates. There you have it. Let's see. Do we have the independent candidate?
Indy.
29,000. Yes, that's the independent. I told you 29,000 votes. That's the independent candidate. 29,000 votes. So that's the difference. And this lady was contesting George Mekuduka in the NPP's parliamentary primaries, and she was disqualified, paving way for George Mekuduka to contest as an independent candidate. And this is the result.
That's a powerful story there. Yeah. Powerful story. I can't wait to talk to Mekuduka. He must have been sweating.
I tell you.
He must have been sweating. As this unfolded. As you can see on your screens there, we're taking you now to the Electoral Commission. This, it appears to be getting even more chaotic. And the numbers are growing. We have tons and tons of military, well-armed military and police deployed in heavy numbers. Parker Wilson is our man at the scene. Parker, what I see on the screen is a pretty chaotic scene. What else are you seeing? How bad is it? Okay, Parker would join me shortly. As you can imagine, this is a pretty noisy area. The police and military have managed to form a barricade. For those of us who are listening to us on Joy 99.7 FM, we have a host of military men fully armed behind the barricades and preventing of course, the crowd from charging onto the EC headquarters. Parker, if you can hear me, tell me what you see.
They say that they are here to demand the declaration of the 2020 presidential result because they believe, or they are alleging, that so there's not the situation. The military, now you can see that there is some confusion and some chaos there right now. The military and the police are using the barricade to ward the people off, to clear them from the road. But an unfortunately, the NDC supporters are resisting, and so the police and the military are trying to use some minimal force to clear the people off the road. Now, because they have occupied the road, there's huge traffic coming from the ridge runabout, and also vehicles are pointing towards the Alisa Down. So this is the situation. A bit chaotic here. The NDC supporters do not want to leave the road. In fact, they are challenging the military and challenging the police. Just a while ago, the police called for reinforcement, and that was when we saw the presence of the military here adjacent the Electoral Commission head office. So their demands are that they want the EC to declare the 2020 presidential result. If they don't do that, they are not living here, and that is why they are challenging and resisting attempts by the Ghana Police Service and the military to clear them off the road.
And Parker, the picture obviously it's a pretty disturbing one with what we are beginning to see there in that part of the Electoral Commission. If you are joining us on Joy 99.7 FM, what we see on our screens, chaotic scenes, and Parker has been filling us in on that. Parker, tell me this: you've been in the Electoral Commission itself, right? The concern, as you've explained to us, the reason why they've massed up there is the demand for the Electoral Commission to declare the results. Is the EC any closer to doing this? They've said that we should expect the announcement sometime today. Any clarity on that yet?
Well, so Evans, just a while ago, just about 20 minutes ago, I was at the strong room before I got onto the road. The NDC representatives in the strong room there, that is Dr. Michael Pasawai and Wojo Metonunu, were challenging some results that are coming from the Ashanti region. Now, the claim was that the figures they have, that is the NDC, is in sharp contrast to that of what the AC is presenting to them. So they wanted the AC to reconcile those figures before they move on to the outstanding two regions that are coming, which is the Bono East region and the Northern region. In fact, they asked for a meeting with the chairperson of the commission because they wanted some answers, which they believe that it was the chairperson of the commission who can give them clarity on what is happening. So they resolved not to sign the Bono East and then the Northern region results that have come in. And so as we speak at the moment, the process has stalled. We do understand that the commission is still resolving the matters with the NDC supporters. And when they are done, that is when they will move to the conference center to declare the 2020 presidential result, whether it's for John Dramani Mahama or Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, the president.
To see the crowd, they've grown in tremendous numbers there. And of course, I know there are loads of you who are listening to us on Joy 99.7 FM, and what we see on our screens is just pretty chaotic. I see hundreds and hundreds of people in an exchange, a heated exchange currently with a military officer who is trying to calm tensions. And I must say, Winston, that the military is doing a good job in terms of just the ability to have a conversation. Yeah. I'm just seeing a military officer having a conversation with these angry, supporters, obviously, of the National Democratic Congress. And these are well-armed military officers in full regalia at the EC headquarters. Exactly.
I'm happy that the military is just trying to be calm and explain things to them. And one of the things I'd say, Evans, is that, look, elections, yes, I do know that when you go into an election, you expect victory. Not everybody who contests in an election will win. And so let's just be patient and allow the Electoral Commission to declare the results. The last time we checked from the Electoral Commission strong room, we're told that the NDC's agents were engaging the Electoral Commission because there are some issues they were raising with the Electoral Commission. If you're raising issues with the Electoral Commission cannot, say, I'm not listening to you and go ahead and declare the results. I think that at this point in time, let us be patient. The Electoral Commission will declare the results no matter what the time is. The results would be declared. And so, let's be patient.
Live at the Electoral Commission headquarters here in Accra, where you see people chanting, singing the national anthem. And for me, singing the national anthem is a good thing. I mean, the only good thing about what we are seeing is that nobody's fighting, nobody's throwing blows. It's people that's excited, but they've masked up at the place.
And this is what we'll plea to our security agencies, because there are some persons who may, get out of the calmness of the situation and may want to do certain things that they do not like. Please, because of the moments we're in now, just remain calm and ensure that this doesn't degenerate into anything. I'm happy so far. They're singing the national anthem. You can see the military giving a bit of there's a space between them. They're not touching them, and that is good. We just expect that yes, you can go ahead, protest when the results to be declared, but please let us not start throwing stones or engage in any violence.
Yeah, I mean, this is your constitutional right.
Yeah.
I mean, to the right to protest, but we have to do it lawfully.
Exactly.
Okay, and that is what we're saying. If you're listening to us right now, wherever you are, and you plan on joining that, the first advice is that don't stay at home. Watch us on television, because there's nothing that your presence there will do to the process that the Electoral Commission has said will come to a close with a declaration. We've seen this before, right? And so sometimes you have to learn from history. In 2008, when we went to the third round, it was on a knife edge. Sure. And what happened was that, again, the NDC asked their members to mass up at the EC headquarters. Then, of course, Afarajan was there. Now, the fear of the NDC back then was that something was happening to massage the figures that would have turned their eventual win into a defeat. Now, what did we see happen? The massing up there changed absolutely nothing.
Exactly.
In eventual analysis, they won the elections. I mean, you cannot say that the fact that they massed up there was the reason why they won the elections. The numbers were already heading in that direction, except that because there was a second round, the first round had created a challenge of wondering who exactly was winning. And so there was a bit of anxiety. Okay, and that led them to say, mass up there, put pressure on the system so that the system does not massage the figures. But that really didn't change anything, and they won the elections. My point is, going there right now will not same effect, will have absolutely nothing to do with the actual numbers. If the numbers say Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo has won as we projected, that is what it is, right? So you simply have to bear in mind that although you have a right to assemble, to protest, you have to do it peacefully within the law. And we must applaud the security agencies for doing a good job. As we see it unfold, they are ready for anything, but they are handling this very calmly.
Exactly. And I mean, while we applaud the security agencies, it's also important we applaud the supporters of the NDC, because so far they've comported themselves, and we urge them to continuously comport themselves. You've talked about margins and results. One thing we should know is that, look, elections are declared, results are declared at the polling stations, where if you have a challenge, you call for a recount, and then they're taken to the collation center, and as I suggest, where the collation of the result is done. Once you have your pink sheets, and once you have your results that you know that they are right, and you get to the collation center,
education here for those who don't know, and I want to emphasize something John Mahama himself said at the tail end of his press conference last night. He said, I'm calling for calm.
Yeah.
I mean, he said a lot of things, but he also said, calm, let's wait for this to pan out eventually. Now, listen, the process that the Electoral Commission is currently undertaking at the EC headquarters, there's no way Jean Mensah can announce anything when the party's reps have not endorsed. Last time when he addressed the press conference, it was clear that they have 14 regions that had come in because of the new structure they had this year. But they've managed to certify only 7. That means those 7, the parties have all checked and endorsed. What it means is that nothing is going to be declared unless the parties have looked at it and has passed. Now, the thing about this is, we saw 2012, right, where there was a dispute. The dispute was resolved not on the streets, but in the court of competent jurisdiction. And so, even if you believe, after Jean Mensah has announced the results, that your party, your candidate has been cheated out of it, you have a path to still get that address at the Supreme Court. But we shouldn't even get to that. You need to appreciate the process that will eventually lead the Electoral Commission to make a declaration. The reason why there appears to have been a delay, okay, and the EC chairperson explained this, is the process, the checking, the double checking, the verifications that not only the EC must do, but the parties themselves must do. And so the NDC's agents possibly are the reason, are making sure this is done, and may be a reason why you will not hear the declaration. So for the hundreds and possibly thousands of NDC supporters who are massed up at the place, listen, your agents who are representing your interests in the room are doing the job.
Exactly, and see, and that's the beauty of a democracy. You have agents in the constituency, I mean in the collation center, so you're good to go.
They are representing you.
They are. So
they are representing you.
Agents would ensure that your interest is served. There is no way your agents would not protect your interest. Then you do not trust your agents. And these agents, as you have seen them, have requested a meeting with the chairperson of the Electoral Commission. Their concerns, they are making their concerns known to the Electoral Commission. The Electoral Commission is dealing with them. This is the moment to remain calm and trust your agents to deliver.
We're going to keep an eye on this unfolding incident at the EC headquarters shortly.